Hi, this is Chris from the Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from Political Voices Network.
Let me just accept the most charitable framing of this, which you just gave. Why is he sitting in front of a laptop at the exact same moment Kamala Harris is out on his backyard trying to give the closing argument to her campaign? What in the world is he doing? Now, I don't accept your framing of it personally because I actually do believe he, Harris, the Democratic Party, and most of their campaign do believe that half the country is garbage. They've also said people who go to Trump rallies are Nazis. And so it's pretty apparent the disdain with which they hold half of the country in.
That's not true.
He was a terrible president. That's why he lost in a landslide after his one term. And if it's possible, I think he was even a worse ex-president because of his meddling in U.S. foreign policy, because of his saddling up to dictators around the world, because of his vehement views, anti-Israel views, and more than dabbling in anti-Semitism over the years. He often vexed Democrats. Obama didn't even have him speak at his '08 convention. He put Bill Clinton in a terrible foreign policy box on a North Korea nuclear issue. I think he was a guy who had a huge ego and believed that he was uniquely positioned to do all these things, even after the American people had roundly and soundly rejected his leadership. You know, you said there were failures on all sides. There's a lot of failures here. The only person who did not fail was Penny. Penny was a good Samaritan. He stood up for his fellow citizens in a moment when a lot of people would have not been able to, would have not wanted to, just could not have summoned the courage. You can see here that Donald Trump is not going to have a passive presidency. This is going to be an active start to this presidency. And the rest of the world responds to leadership. We've not had a strong president. We have one now. Everybody knows it.
This is, am I saying this name right? Kate Baldwin?
Baldwin.
Yeah, Baldwin on CNN. She was doing so, and we always recognize bouldering in honor of our beloved Eric Bowler, who just had a heavenly birthday.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
These are world-renowned leaders in fields like medicine, chemistry, economics, and physics. They include the men who were awarded this year's Nobel Prize in physiology or medicine for the discovery of microRNA. My thing about this is, I get we are all very clear on what it feels like to play politics with whatever. But when do we start and stop listening to people who are actual experts on things?
I don't think we should necessarily stop, Kate, but I think we should challenge. And they are elite in terms of their pedigree. Like I have a lot of respect for any person.
Or maybe elite in terms of their intellectual capacity.
Sure. But I have respect for people who spent a lot of time mastering something and moving the needle forward in terms of our understanding and sort of rare or complex disciplines.
Okay.
Who's she talking to?
Sure, Michael Singleton. Is that his actual name?
Yeah.
Right-wing douche nozzle. Here we go.
I think that matters for us as a nation and for the world. However, let's look at some of the facts as it pertains to our healthcare system. 40.3% of Americans, according to the CDC, are obese. That number has increased since 2011. The United States, according to the same data, ranks 34th in terms of our healthcare system.
But a lot of people will also not potentially endanger America's children by pushing anti-vax conspiracy theories for years.
Thank you.
Well, I'll say what also endangered Americans' children, Kate, was a lot of the rhetoric that we heard from many of the same experts during the COVID pandemic, where now you have millions of American kids who are significantly behind academically.
Oh, my God. But alive.
Yeah.
Alive, they can catch up. Oh, my God. I can't wait to talk to Dr. Doom about this because it's just, they did a poll where, more Americans trust Dr. Fauci than, Trump. And I'm like, it shouldn't even be close. Why Trump and Bobby Kennedy, neither of whom have medical degrees or knowledge of any kind. It's just, oh, my God. This whole, this is an opinion question, right? Here's some more. Yeah.
I think many Americans want someone who's willing to ask some very tough questions as it pertains to our healthcare system. And I would argue that they would be right in doing so because our healthcare system is not where it needs to be. It doesn't make sense for the wealthiest country in the world to rank 34th in terms of life expectancy. How is that possible? It makes no sense that nearly half Americans are obese. So let's ask those questions, Kate.
Medicare for all would help.
Yeah, yes, it would help, exactly. Oh, my God. Okay, one last one.
It's one thing to deny the data from decades of how many lives have been saved from vaccines that children do not suffer from, and what it would mean if the skepticism and the questions we're suggesting are out there, then start getting into the mindset of millions of Americans, once again, led by someone who has not only been a skeptic of vaccines, is a cynic of vaccines.
Yeah, thank you. I loved how she put it. She said, when did we stop listening to people who are actual experts on things, talking about the Nobel laureates, warning about Bobby Kennedy? And he said he disagreed with the premise of her question, saying those experts had elite pedigrees, but argued their assumptions should be challenged by others outside their areas of expertise. Oh, sure.
Joe Biden is leaving office making the strongest possible case for Donald Trump that anybody could possibly make it, and that's that our government and our justice system is of, by, and for the elites and nobody else. He ran to banish Trumpism from our political system in this country, and he has left it politically and now institutionally the strongest possible political force in this country. It is a complete and utter failure by the head of the Democratic Party and the President of the United States. Never again do I want to hear, oh, Donald Trump's a liar. You can't believe anything he says. Donald Trump will abuse his power. Donald Trump will only use the system to benefit himself and his family and so on and so forth. Never again.
Oh, hi. I just finished, I'm going to say, an 11 billion mile bike ride. And thank God I happen to have this magic potion with me, ASEA, as seen on the Stephanie Miller Show. It helps my cells communicate better so that I can heal faster from overdoing because I'm lying about my age. I also use it on my face.